Namaste. Mars has arrived in the sign of Cancer on 20th October, and this time Mars will stay in Cancer for around 9 months. So from 20th October to 7th June 2025, Mars will stay in Cancer. How? I will tell you. On 6th December, Mars will go retrograde, and on 21st January, Mars will enter Gemini. Then again Mars will come in Cancer around March, April. And then from April onwards till June, Mars will again stay in Cancer. And then on 7th June, Mars will finally leave Cancer and enter Leo. So this 9 months of stay in Cancer is unusual. And during this time, obvious, Mars is also going retrograde. So all of this is going to impact you, your emotions, your reactions. And it is a testing period for many of you, especially if you are a very impulsive person. And this retrograde Mars, which will start from 6th December, can make things a little more challenging. And this 9 months of Mars in Cancer also signify that there is a strong possibility of economic recession, wars, and a lot of disturbances in the world as such. And so during this challenging phase of 9 months, it is in your interest that you start chanting the mantra that I have specified, that I have revealed in this podcast. For every zodiac sign, I have shared a specific mantra. All you need to do is to chant this mantra consistently in the morning and in the evening. And you should chant for at least 108 times, twice a day. And so in this podcast, I have talked about the impact of this Mars in Cancer on all 12 zodiac signs, as well as I have also shared a beautiful story of Shanti Das at the end of it. So let's begin with this insightful podcast. Mars is energy. You need energy to react, to act, and to respond. The moon represents your mind. You will act when you are courageous. Courage is not directly connected with Mars. It's indirectly connected. When Mars falls in the moon sign Cancer, the mind becomes fearful. As a result, you may not have the courage to step up and express your love. You might even be scared to say those 3 magical words, I love you. In my life, I have never been afraid to say those 3 words. What is there to fear? When you love, you simply love. But when Mars is in Cancer, a person, though in love, may hesitate to say, I love you. Whether it's love or anger, the native lacks the power of expression when Mars falls or transits through Cancer. There is an old Hindi song, प्यार किया तो डरना क्या, प्यार किया कोई चोरी नहीं की. Meaning, if you are in love, why should you fear? But with Mars in Cancer, the native becomes a coward, unable to show the courage to express love. Even if they are angry, they may not express it openly. Frequent changes of residence or emotional outbursts are natural with Mars in Cancer. The 4th house is directly connected to emotions, deep emotions. And when Mars is in Cancer, you experience many emotional moments in life. Mars exalts in Dhanishta Nakshatra, Capricorn sign, and Mars debilitates in Ashlesha Nakshatra, Cancer sign. Essentially, Mars dislikes Mercury. Mercury tends to analyze and overthink, while Mars prefers action, direct action. Samarth Ramdas Swami, the guru of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, used to say, केल्याने होत आहे रे, आधी केलेचे पाहिजे. Meaning, it is only through action that things manifest. But first, you must take action. Action is what Mars loves, but in Cancer, Mars struggles to operate at its full capacity, especially when transiting through Ashlesha Nakshatra, which occupies the last part of Cancer zodiac. People born with Mars in Cancer find it difficult to take action, making it harder for them to materialize their dreams and aspirations. In a woman's chart, Mars in Cancer is not favorable for a marriage or for a happy marriage, I would say. However, astrology is multi-dimensional. So if there is a supportive aspect such as positive 7th house or a well-placed 7th house lord, then marriage can happen and marriage may not fall apart. Still, Mars in Cancer often brings relationship issues. A woman with this placement may feel dominated by her partner, wanting to rebel but unable because Mars' power is diminished in Cancer zodiac. And that is why it is said that Mars is debilitated in Cancer zodiac. When Mars transits Cancer, expect less action and more noise. There is a higher possibility of falling prey to temptations, becoming emotionally vulnerable, and hesitating or delaying actions. These are common traits during the transit. Mars in Capricorn, on the other hand, is balanced and won't act impulsively. But Mars in Cancer is a different story. Impulsiveness takes over, and this can be dangerous. Sometimes, impulsive decisions like jumping into bed with someone based on looks alone can lead to miseries later in life. Mars in Cancer signify impulsiveness, while Mars in Capricorn is much more cautious, controlling temptations and evaluating the pros and cons before committing to anything, including relationships. Mars in Cancer thus leads to a person which is an emotional fool, impulsive, impatient, and loves to procrastinate. And so now I will quickly share the impact of transiting Mars in Cancer on all 12 zodiac signs. Aries, during Mars transit through Cancer, your home life, relationship with your mother, and overall happiness may face challenges. Avoid impulsive decisions regarding family matters. Patience is the key. Wait for this phase to pass before making any major moves. To invite peace and positivity, chant the Ganesha mantra. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Taurus. This transit for Taurus may bring tension with siblings, short trips, and mental strain. Be cautious and avoid hasty decisions. Issues with travel or siblings relationships may surface, leaving you emotionally exhausted. Stay grounded and patient. For mental clarity and strength, recite the powerful mantra Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Gemini. Fluctuations in savings, family conflicts, and minor health issues, especially to your teeth, eyes, or throat, could arise during this time. Take care of your diet and avoid unhealthy food. Stay disciplined to to avoid these challenges. To balance your energy, chant the Vishnu mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Cancer. For Cancer, emotions run high during this sensitive period. Avoid making decisions based solely on feelings. Remain practical and focus on the present moment. Relationship issues might arise, so stay calm and avoid rash actions. For emotional stability, recite the mantra Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Leo, this transit brings an opportunity for spiritual growth. Whether in meditation or relationships, you will find this a fulfilling time. If you are in love, you will experience deeper bonds. Ensure that you stay grounded to attract abundance by keeping your feet clean. To enhance your spiritual journey, chant this mantra. Om Hrim Namaha. Om Hrim Namaha. Om Hrim Namaha. Virgo, financial fluctuations, especially for those in business, may occur. Tensions with in-laws could also arise. Use caution when engaging on social media. Overall, this can be a time when your desires are fulfilled if you remain patient. To boost financial success, chant this mantra. Om Shrim Mahalakshmibhyo Namaha. Om Shrim Mahalakshmibhyo Namaha. Libra, challenges in marriage and career may surface. Workplace conflicts, especially with your boss, is possible. If you are married, you may have fights with your mother-in-law or father-in-law. Avoid impulsive reactions and be patient. This phase will pass. To attract harmony in your relationships and career, chant this mantra. Om Klim Namaha. Om Klim Namaha. Om Klim Namaha. Scorpio, Mars brings a focus on higher learning and spirituality. You will be inspired and could even become a source of motivation for others. However, stay balanced and avoid getting carried away by ideologies. To maintain this balance, chant this mantra. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. Om Guruve Namaha. Sagittarius, be cautious during this sensitive period as hidden enemies may try to harm you. Practice self-care, meditate daily and protect yourself from negative energies. During this phase, you may become a victim of black magic attacks. So be careful, drive carefully and stay alert. To ward off negative influences and negative energies, recite this mantra. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Capricorn, your focus will be on your marriage or relationship and your partner may need more of your time. Stay mindful when interacting with the public and avoid people who drain your energy. To strengthen your relationships and attract positivity, chant this powerful mantra. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Aquarius, workplace conflicts may arise, but you will feel energized and motivated. Avoid petty arguments and maintain a sattvic diet to prevent digestion issues. For overall well-being and success, recite this beautiful mantra. Om Ram Ramaye Namaha. Om Ram Ramaye Namaha. Om Ram Ramaye Namaha. Pisces, love and relationships will take center stage, and this is a great time for entrepreneurs or those invested in the stock market. It's a generally positive period, but take care of your health, especially your stomach. To attract prosperity and love, chant this beautiful mantra. Om Klim Krishnaya Namaha. Om Klim Krishnaya Namaha. Om Klim Krishnaya Namaha. Om Klim Krishnaya Namaha. And so, from October 20th to June 7th, Mars will mostly stay in the sign of Cancer. Normally, Mars remains in one zodiac sign for about 6 to 7 weeks, that is around 42 to 49 days. But this time, things are a bit unusual. Mars will stay in Cancer from October 20th to January 21st. And then, Mars goes retrograde on December 6th and moves into Gemini on 21st Jan. After that, when Mars turns direct, it will return to Cancer on April 3rd, 2025. And finally, Mars will leave Cancer for Leo on June 7th, 2025. So Mars will be shifting between Cancer and Gemini for about 9 months overall. This is unusual. Mars going retrograde in Cancer signals a strong chance of global recession. So if you are employed right now, stay vigilant. Layoffs could increase as we approach the end of 2024, with many companies cutting jobs. Conflicts and wars may escalate, bringing intense turmoil. The movements of Mars are likely to stir up a lot of emotional drama, and that's why I urge all my close followers to gain control over their emotions. This can only be achieved by working on your mind, by becoming more mindful of yourself. Instead of bottling up anger, learn to understand how pointless it is. Otherwise, you may end up like Shantidas. Have you heard the story of Shantidas? It happened so that one day Shantidas killed his wife by throwing her into a well. And at that moment, a Jain monk was passing by. A crowd had gathered, and the Jain monk said, "This mind full of anger and violence will lead you to hell." The situation was such that the man said, "I also want to be as silent as you are. But what can I do? I don't know anything. When anger grips me, I am almost unconscious, and now I have killed my own beloved wife." The Jain monk said, "The only way to still this mind, which is full of anger and violence and rage, is to renounce the world." Jainism is a religion of renunciation, and the ultimate renunciation is even of clothes. The Jain monk lives naked because he is not allowed to possess even clothes. The man was of a very arrogant type, and this became a challenge to him. Before the crowd, he threw his clothes also into the well with the wife. The whole village could not believe it. Even the Jain monk became a little afraid. Is he mad or something? The man fell down at his feet and said, "You may have taken many decades to reach the stage of renunciation. I renounce the world. I renounce everything. I am your disciple now. Initiate me." His name was Shanti Das, and Shanti means peace. It often happens if you see an ugly woman, most probably her name will be Sundarabai, which means beautiful woman. In India, people have a strange way. To the blind man, they give the name Nayan Sukh. Nayan Sukh means one whose eyes gives him great pleasure. The Jain monk said, "You have a beautiful name. I will not change it. I will keep it. But from this moment, you have to remember that peace has to become your very vibration." The man disciplined himself, stilled his mind, fasted long, tortured himself, and soon became more famous than his master. Angry people, arrogant people, egoistic people can do things which peaceful people will take a little time to do. He became very famous, and thousands of people used to come to touch his feet. After 20 years, he was in the capital. A man from his village had come for some purpose, and he thought it will be good to go and see what transformation has happened to Shanti Das. So many stories are heard that he has become a totally new man, that his old self is gone and a new, fresh being has arisen in him, that he really has become peace, silence, tranquility. So the man went with great respect, but when he saw Muni Shantidas, seeing his face, his eyes, he could not think that there had been any change. There was none of the grace which necessarily radiates from a mind which has become silent. Those eyes were still as egoistic. In fact, they had become more pointedly egoistic. The man's presence was even more ugly than it used to be. Still, the man went close. Shantidas recognized the man who had been his neighbor, but now it was beneath his dignity to recognize him. The man also saw that Shantidas had recognized him, but he was pretending that he did not. He thought, that shows much. He went close to Shantidas and asked, "Can I ask you a question? What is your name?" Naturally, great anger arose in Shantidas because he knew that this man knew perfectly well what his name was, but still he kept himself in control and he said, "My name is Muni Shantidas." The man said, "It is a beautiful name, but my memory is very short. Can you repeat it again? I have forgotten. What name did you say?" This was too much. Muni Shantidas used to carry a staff. He took the staff in his hand. He forgot everything, 20 years of controlling the mind, and he said, "Ask again, and I will show who I am. Have you forgotten? I killed my wife. I am the same man." Only then did he recognize what had happened. In a single moment of unconsciousness, he realized that 20 years have gone down the drain. He has not changed at all, but millions of people feel great silence in him. Yes, he has become very controlled. He keeps himself repressed, and it has paid off. So much respect, and he has no qualification for that respect. So much honor, even kings come to touch his feet. Your so-called saints are nothing but controlled animals. The mind is nothing but a long heritage of all your animal past. You can control it, but the controlled mind is not the awakened mind. Remember this. And I say this only to my close followers. And I repeat, the controlled mind is not the awakened mind. The process of controlling and repressing and disciplining is taught by all the religions. And because of their fallacious teaching, humanity has not moved a single inch. It remains barbarous. Any moment people start killing each other. It does not take a single moment to lose themselves. They forget completely that they are human beings and something much more, something better is expected of them. There have been very few people who have been able to avoid this deception of controlling mind and believing that they have attained mindlessness. Very few people. To attain mindlessness, a totally different process is involved. I call it the ultimate magic, the ultimate miracle. It consists only of one single element, and that is of watchfulness. Be watchful of your anger. Be watchful of your wild imaginations. Be watchful of your sexual fantasies. Be watchful of your thoughts. Just watch and don't entertain them. Don't act on those thoughts, and then you will be alright. Mohan asked, but how to come to the state of being a witness? How to come to the state where you will be able to just watch and not act upon those wild thoughts? The answer is simple. Focus on chanting. Guru Nanak says, Naam Japo, meaning chant the name of the Holy Lord. Sant Kabir says, Naam Japo. And when your mantra takes over your mind, then you can face all the situations with a smile on your face. And that is what I would love to see. When you smile, when you keep smiling, and when you keep walking with faith in your heart, that is when you look beautiful. That is when you are truly evolving. That is when you are getting closer to God consciousness. And so, as we embark on this challenging 9-month journey together, I want all my dear followers to know that I am here by your side, holding your hand. Remember, you are a cherished child of the divine, and everything will be alright. Just keep moving forward and continue to listen to my guidance. Together, we will navigate through any obstacles that may arise during this time, with faith and love lighting our way. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.